Have you ever in your life seen anybody use pipe cleaners for anything but making Christmas decorations for grandma? Alright, what's up gentle ladies and man bear pigs? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do some things and it's going to be interesting, hopefully. Hopefully you guys like it, but it's probably going to suck, so I'm just telling you now. What we're going to do is we're going to start to work on the DOD delete process on this thing. So this is a Gen 4 5.3, so we're going to do the DOD delete, and I already have the plate off. This engine is completely disassembled, tore down. I'm going to take it to the machine shop, but what I want to do first is do all of the things to it that are going to create some type of foreign material in the engine, like drilling these out, honing the cylinders, making sure everything is ready to go to the machine shop, because I'm going to have new cam bearings put in and I'm going to have it hot tanked and cleaned. So that's why I want to do all this stuff now before I take it in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill these holes out and I'm going to put some plugs in there. So what I have is I just got some 3/8 by 16. This is just what was at the hardware store. 65 cents a piece for these, and a lot of guys are using like 1/8 inch NPT fittings, which may be a little better option, but I don't feel like this is really going to be a bad thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a 5/16, drill this out, tap it, and clean it out as best I can before I send it in. Obviously that's why I'm doing it before I take it to the machine shop, because it wouldn't really make sense to send it in, hot tank it, get everything clean, new bearings put in, then drill the holes, create metal shavings, and hone the cylinders and do everything. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. Alright guys, so let's talk about this. I ordered a bunch of stuff today for this thing. So we're kind of going to go through and do similar to what I did in the truck and just kind of refresh everything. So we got new lifters, new head gaskets, new front timing cover gasket because that one ripped. I'm not going to do the back gasket, but I'm going to do a new oil pump, cam gear, lifters, head gaskets, rod bearings, main bearings, the whole deal. So, and I know a lot of you guys are kind of going to freak out about that, but let me tell you where my head's at on this. So I got a good deal on this, and I see got a lot of you guys like getting kind of upset because like found metal in it or whatever, and I don't think the metal's that bad. This thing I feel like is still a good deal for me. Let me explain it, because the price that I paid for this, after all of the stuff that I still bought for it to refresh it, I'm still going to be about half the cost of buying good condition, complete aluminum block 5.3 local in this area. So there's a lot of room to grow here, especially if you're looking at buying a cam and doing springs and all the other stuff. So this is, I'm still well under the cost of just buying an aluminum one. I wanted aluminum block 58X motor for this car, so that was, I was going to do that anyways. So I'm still well under the cost. Everything is going to be refreshed, and I'm also looking with this build for this car. I'm looking at resale value. That's on my mind, because I know that I'm not going to keep this car for more than maybe another year, if that. So my thought process now is kind of like, build it decently to where it's not a complete shit show, and I can sell it to somebody for a decent value, and I can show the proof that it actually has good new parts in it, because that's what people want to see when they buy stuff. So that's where my head's at on this one. This car, I am not attached to this car at all. The truck, on the other hand, I am attached to the truck, because if you guys have been watching for a while, you know that this is my great-grandfather's truck. If you're new, hey guys, this was my great-grandfather's truck, and this is also my first truck that I owned when I was 16 years old, and I inherited it when my great-grandfather passed away. So there's a lot of sentimental value here. I'm going to keep the truck. We'll continue to do things with this, make it better, and enjoy it, but this thing I'm not really that attached to it, so kind of going to just have some fun with it, play with it for a little while, run it, get bored, and then sell it. if you haven't figured it out now, I like to work on stuff. I like to build stuff. I get bored. I like to change stuff. So that's why resale's on my mind, because I don't want to build this thing, spend all the time on it. It's an absolute shit fest, and then I have to just dump it for a not realistic price. I got a good deal on the car to begin with, so I feel like my worst case, I should be able to kind of break even on it and not kill myself to try to get rid of the thing. Probably way too much explanation for that one. And half of you guys are like, dude, I don't give a shit. Just work on the damn engine. So let's get to that part. I'm gonna flip this engine over and we'll drill this thing. Okay, go. There you go. Now you gotta put the pin back in. All right, awesome. Cool. See? Handling my heavy work, because I couldn't have done that myself. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna drill some holes in here. It's gonna take a little bit of material out. That might not be the right size.
It looks like it's the right size.
So we're gonna drill them a little bit. We're gonna just take a little bit of material out, and then we're gonna try to tap it. I got some 3/8 by 16s. So we're gonna try to drill this thing a little bit. And I got it upside down right now, just so the shavings don't fall inside the block. And then we'll grab the tap. I'm gonna grab a 3/8 by 16 tap, and then we'll tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Alright, so I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna use the 3/8 by 16 tap, and I'm just gonna start to tap these holes. Whoa, that's not how you do it, guys. I'm not very good at doing this. I'm just gonna add that. I suck. I suck at most things. Yeah. I suck at most things, guys. I didn't say suck on most things. Alright guys, so I did get one in now, and I'm gonna go for the second one. So I ended up using a 11/32 drill bit with the 3/16 set screw. So I'm gonna go through and tap it. Like I said, I'm not very good at this. I don't do this very often, but we're gonna get it going, and we're just gonna do it. So I'm just gonna push in just enough to get it started, and I'm gonna kind of go back and forth until I feel like it might be deep enough. So this tool kind of sucks. So what I usually like to do is just use a crescent wrench. In the past I found like a socket that'll fit on there too. Just do like a quarter turn, then back out, then back in. Then I'll come back out and test fit the set screw. Just make sure it's deep enough to actually be flush inside the hole. And I'm not gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna put a sealer on it also. But I gotta go a little deeper. It's not completely flush. Like this one's flush, so I'm gonna back this thing out a little bit. Or all the way. I'm gonna back it out completely. And then tap it a little bit deeper. And then we will be good. And I'll just have to do it 6 more times. Alright, so I went a little far with that one, but we will do the same thing on all the other 6. Alright, so we got all these in there. This one I went a little deep on, but you saw in the time lapse all of these I did pretty much in one shot. It took about 6 minutes to do all these. To finish tapping, once I got it started, that's the hard part for me, is getting them actually started. So all these I was able to get in about 6 minutes, set to the proper level. And what I'm going to do now is pull all the set screws out, and then I'm going to run a pipe cleaner through the hole from the outside, or from the inside out, get all the metal out of there, and then we'll leave them open. I'm not going to seal it up yet because I'm going to take it in to get it clean, but we're going to run a pipe cleaner from the inside. And alright guys, so next I am going to run a pipe cleaner through this thing. Yes, we got pipe cleaners here. Many kids, and we do crafts, so of course we got some pipe cleaners. I'm just going to run it through from the inside, and I'm going to twist this thing and get all of the shavings out while it's still tipped upside down. So I just took it and folded over multiple times and then twisted it. So I'm going to run this thing through a couple times from the inside, each hole to the top of the tower, and I'll do that in each one. That way we know none of the shavings from tapping this thing are gonna get stuck. Twist it as we come out, and you can see some of the shavings actually coming from the inside of the hole. So I'm going to run it through more times than I need to, just to be sure. So we'll go through the second bore now, and we'll just run this thing through. So pipe cleaners, guys, have you ever in your life seen anybody use pipe cleaners for anything but making Christmas decorations for Grandma? I mean, let's get real here. What else do you use these things for? You don't.
Christmas trees at school?
Yep, Christmas trees at school. I'm telling you guys, you do not use pipe cleaners for anything legitimate in your life except making decorations. So this thing's actually coming out pretty clean. You can see some little flakes on it, but that's what we're trying to get out. All right, so that's it for this one, guys. I am all done doing this. It's pretty much cleaned. I think I'm going to go through and hone the cylinders. I've done that in a couple videos. It's not too exciting. So I'm going to hone these things and then bring it to the shop tomorrow and get it all cleaned up.